So if you watched a video where I was going through all of the old manuscripts that I'd written many years ago, you'll know that I sent some of that stuff off to agents to try and get an agent either for my novels or for my film scripts. And I got a load of rejection letters, and I kept those rejection letters. And they're all in this particular envelope. And these date back to the 1990s. So I've kept these like over the years. Now, this is back in the day when agents actually replied to your query letters. So I'm going to read some of these letters to let you know what their response was to some of my book manuscript queries. So let's have a look at these. So we'll start with these ones. So this is from Janus Publishing Company. I sent off the Planet of the Apes manuscripts to them. Thank you for your recent letter. We regret that we are unable to consider our offer and return your manuscript as requested. If your situation changes at some time in the future, we will be delighted to proceed with the publication of your book. The figure quoted you is valid until the end of July 1996. So this is dated the 2nd February 1996. I've got a previous letter from them from 1995. Thank you for your recent letter. We would like to stress that people often write sequels, and this does not pose a problem. We have published a novel called Uninvited Guests, which is a sequel to Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. In our review leaflet enclosed, you will find an article written about the book, which was published in the Sunday Telegraph. And it goes on to tell you about the company and when they were established, blah, blah, blah. Now, as it turns out, this was actually a vanity publishers. And I have, where is it? In this envelope, I have, so I'd submitted it. Thank you for your submission received on the 9th of January 1996. We have had the opportunity of making an assessment of the suitability of your work for publishing by our company. Our reader was very impressed with this fascinating and highly entertaining work. In our opinion, it is well written, a very imaginative and professionally presented novel of the sci-fi genre. We do have one reservation, however. You must be aware that there have been a number of motion pictures with the name Planet of the Apes, and it is possible that it is copyrighted. It's not possible, it is. It is. Therefore, another title would be necessary. Provided that is done, then we are pleased to accept under our standard co-partnership and royalty terms. So they were going to accept this novel if I changed the title to like, get rid of the Planet of the Apes thing, which obviously I didn't want to do because I wanted to be associated with Planet of the Apes. And then they've gone on to tell me their fees. So the fee for this, right, this is back in 1996. They wanted £3,600 just to publish this book. What? Have a word with yourself. So, and they've got a breakdown here. So they wanted £900 on signing the contract, £900 on approving the copy editing, £900 on approving the typesetting, and £900 when the book was ready to be printed. That is absolutely ridiculous. The royalties with, this is Janus Publishing Company, the royalties with Janus are very generous. 40% of the net receipts goes to the author until the entire investment is recouped, and thereafter 20%, which represents the profit element. In addition, 50% of all subsidiary rights, which we negotiate for you. We would point out that although an investment is required, this is compensated for by the higher rate of royalties, which are more than double those paid by a trade publisher. And it just goes on and on and on about different things that they kind of do. Obviously, I couldn't afford to pay £3,600, especially back in 1996, which, I don't know, what would that be in 2025? That would be Fucking hell. You're probably talking about 4, 5, 6 times the amount of that in today's blinking money.